What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to QVO Games. My name is Juan. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. This week's video is going to be about the games coming to retail the week of July 31st. We have a little bit of bleed into the first week of August. However, we're covering the whole week, so we're starting with 31st. And yeah, we have about 8 games, 1 expansion. A lot of these games were on Kickstarter, and then now are coming out to retail, which is good. We avoid that FOMO, and we get games out to everybody, not just exclusive Kickstarter games. I don't think I mind too much about that sometimes, but it's always fun when everyone can try the games, not just one person, or the select amount of people, sometimes a lot of people who get to try out the game. Yeah, so we have a lot of great games coverage. I love the themes. Some themes are like very different, and I think people are doing things differently. The space, the board game community space is like just growing. Not the community space alone, but like the industry alone is just growing so fast. So we have so many designers and new people kind of like making new crazy themed games, which is awesome. And that's what we're going to see a little bit of that here. Yeah. Let's get the video going. So if you're a publisher and you're watching this video and you want your game featured in these weekly videos, please reach out to me the Friday before your game's release date, the Friday before your game's release week with all the information of your game. I usually make these videos the weekend prior to the game's release week, the weekend prior to the week I'm covering. That way we can make sure to have it in. Keep in mind, I am covering the release dates in the US for all these games. So if you do see a date in these in the video or a game in the video that has been mentioned somewhere else, or you've seen it somewhere else, or it's released somewhere else, that definitely does happen. I mean, other regions of the world have already seen the game, and we're just getting it here in the US, and those are the dates I'm covering. I haven't been mentioning the global shipping crisis, but I think that's regulated now. Just keep it's not too crazy, but just keep in mind, I will be updating you if a game's retail release week changes, and I'll make sure to let you know exactly what the date is changed from and what's the new date. Yeah, so let's get this video going now. So coming up first by Alley Cat Games, we have Dice Theme Park. So Alley Cat Games actually has a variety of different games that are similar to those, like Dice Hospital, I believe is the one they have, and it's pretty similar-ish, but it's a theme park version. So in the game itself, you're going to have dice, and those are going to be your customers. I believe they had pictures here somewhere. We do have some coverage for you guys to check out from different content creators as well. Yeah, so your dice are customers essentially, and you have different goals that are kind of come out, and it adds to the variety, right? The different cards that come out to add different point variations to the game when you're earning them. So you're gonna have your customers, and you're gonna roll the dice, and they're gonna be a 3, 4, 5, or 6. Each tile or specific tile is going to have a certain number. Like if you put a 6 here, you get this or do this. And there's a lot of comboing involved as well when like you connect and build your theme park with those different tiles. I was hoping to show you a little bit more about that, but it looks like I don't have any pictures of it here. However, it looks like we're going to be the hexagon tiles, and you're going to, actually, right here in 1 Minute Board Games video, you see the tiles here, and you get to build out your park with those, and you connect certain specific similar tiles, and the tiles start giving you bonuses to do more things. It's a pretty cool looking game, honestly. The game's releasing the week of July 31st this week, and it looks pretty awesome, honestly. I've always been interested in trying Dice Hospital, but haven't gotten around to it. It was on Kickstarter, Dice Theme Park was, and now it's coming to retail. Dice Theme Park by Alley Cat Games, coming out the week of July 31st. So, another game by Alley Cat Games coming out the week of July 31st called Eternal Palace, also was on Kickstarter before. The game's actually pretty cool. It's like a dice worker placement kind of game, and you're going in and you're placing your dice on different places to earn or to build different pieces for your art. I want to show you that as well. That's a pretty good picture of it, honestly. So you're going to get a bunch of different art pieces you can collect while placing your dice, and you want to build your art picture. I want to say mural, but I'm not too sure if that would be correct. So it's going to be art pieces that look like this, and you build them by pulling your dice in different locations, collecting the resources, and building these out. That's one of the cool things I was mentioning. That's really awesome. Like, that's cool. You send out your dice to different places, and then you get to collect the pieces and build your art on that. That's really cool. They have a lot of coverage as well. They have a deluxe edition. I am a big sucker for deluxe edition, and these are really cool looking pieces. I mean, these are going to be unpainted in the deluxe edition, but once you paint them, I mean, that looks awesome. That looks super cool. So, also comes with 2 expansions apparently if you buy the deluxe edition. This game's releasing the week of July 31st by Alley Cat Games, called Eternal Palace. Coming up next by North Star Game Studio is going to be Paint the Roses. So, Paint the Roses, these type of games have actually piqued my interest recently. It's like it's a deduction, it's like a logic deduction game. Pretty cool. It's a cooperative style game, and your whole goal of the game is to figure out the other player's cards. And when I say cards, I want to show you another picture on here. There definitely is. Okay, cool. So if you see here, there's a hexagonal board, right? With a bunch of hexagons here, and there's going to be cards they have. You want to guess your other teammate's card by asking clues they have in clues, right? So I want to see if I can show you another example to kind of get closer. Okay, so if you look here, there's going to be different hexagons, and the reason why they're putting cubes down is because a tile was placed there. The tile was placed there, and if it made a pattern, sometimes your cards have different patterns, like the one you can barely see right here. And if it made a pattern, you put your dice there saying, hey, it made 1 or 2 patterns here. That gives the other teammate a hint on how to guess or find out what card that is, and you get points by figuring it out. There's also an easy, medium, and a hard difficulty, which is interesting. This is going to be one of the this is the Red Queen, essentially. You're trying to please her. That's the theme of the game. You're in Alice in Wonderland world, and you're trying to please her by creating her garden, right? So this is going to be your token tracker, your point tracker, your team's point tracker, and the Alice in Wonderland's point tracker. Well, the Red Queen's point tracker. The game looks really cool, honestly. For $80 for the deluxe edition, man, that's a lot. So for a deduction game, I really hope it has a lot of variety in the gameplay itself. So this game is being released on the date of August 1st. So on Monday, it's actually being released. Really, really cool looking game, honestly. I would probably get a deluxe edition if I got any edition. And yeah, these deduction games have really piqued my interest. There's been a lot of cool ones I've been playing, and it's definitely want to check out. By Northside Game Studios, releasing game August 1st. Releasing August 2nd by Pandasaurus Games is Sobek. So Sobek is going to be a 2-player game. You're going head-to-head against somebody, and your whole thing of the game is trying to make the most profit. So they're building a new temple, and your whole goal is to go to the market, get different items, and sell them out for profit, and you're trying to have the most profit. It's a pretty simple, straightforward game, honestly. There's a video on their website, pretty cool piece there. Video on your website, on their website at Pandasaurus Games, and it's going to be a pretty short video, a minute and 30 seconds. Gives you enough of the game to find out if you want to play or not. So this piece here, a little bit more about it, is that you're going to be able to decide where exactly your opponent gets to buy on your turn. You're going to be putting the piece down, and that determines a specific way that your opponent's going to be able to purchase specific tiles to sell at their store. So you kind of have like that, I guess, choice of messing them up or trying to do different things like that, which is kind of cool. Game was, looks interesting. It's by Pandasaurus Games, releasing August 2nd, called Sobek. So, by Renegade Games, Power Rangers Deck Building Omega Forever expansion coming out August 4th. So, this is an expansion for the Power Rangers deck building game. The deck building game itself plays pretty interesting. So, you have a area in the center, and you have your cards that you have your hand or your deck, which is kind of like a deck builder. It is a deck builder, and you have the cards in the middle, and your whole goal is to, in this specific game, is to either play as you're playing as the villains or the Power Rangers, and you're going up against each other. There's also teams as well, like a 2v2 version or a 1v2 version, or a 1v1, of course. And your whole goal is to destroy whatever's in the middle, and you're trying to destroy the enemy's kind of cards, right? So if there's like a pink, green, red ranger in the middle, your goal as the villain is to destroy those specific cards. And those specific cards are going to be earn you like different points to buy more cards. And then when you're building your deck out, you're also trying to activate your Megazord. You're also attacking the enemy, attacking the other player, and trying to drain their health to 0. It's actually I actually really liked it. I love Power Rangers itself, but I like the way this game plays. I would like to see them make, I think they do, I'm not sure if the other varieties of deck builders they came out with play similar to this, but I loved the way this one plays. So much fun. This expansion is going to add the Omega Forever. It's going to add the Omega Rangers to the expansion. So just more cards, more Power Rangers. I am more than likely picking this up. I really want it. I really love the game so much. Super cool. Adds new Zords, 80 new cards, new arsenal weapons, and yeah, and Omega coins apparently. I guess it's like a new mechanic. This is like, I think, the 4th or 5th expansion they've added here. They come out with. Actually, no, it's probably the 3rd or 4th expansion. And yeah, Power Rangers deck building game, Omega Forever expansion, coming out August 4th. Coming up next is going to be by Knapsack Games, called Masters of Mutanite, releasing August 4th. This game was also on Kickstarter, now it's coming to retail. It was really hard to find more details about this game. Like, it was really vague, it's just strange. But there's a cooperative and a head-to-head game, and you are basically, it's like a small deck building game where you're trying to either go against and destroy the villains or go against your other players. The game has a little bit of symmetry. Each character plays very different, and there's going to be like different abilities you can add to them or different powers, and that kind of helps and make it a little more variety every time you play the game. There's going to be, here's a couple of the pictures here. Standees, power cards, starter cards. Character standees includes 4 bases, looks like objects as well. So another cool thing about the game is that you can actually throw these pieces here, like the car and the trees. You can use those in advantage, like while you're playing, and you can throw them and chuck them at places, which is really cool. Or throw players at them as well. So the game looks interesting. Looks like a cool game. It has pretty good reviews, and it's been covered pretty well. So this is going to be Masters of Mutanite, coming out from Knapsack Games on August 4th. Coming up next is Rat Queen to the Slaughter. Coming to Kickstarter. It's already been on Kickstarter. This game is supposed to be released in the retail on August 5th. August 5th, yeah. And this there has been some like indie comics about this specifically, and now they're making it into a board game. Deepwater Games is, of course. There is not many pictures on their website, but let me go over it. Actually, it is a cooperative game, and yeah, I actually want to go to the Kickstarter page just to show you some pictures. Here we go. So it's like kind of like a defense game. You're picking out your clan, of course, or your certain player, and you're going to go against there's a game board in the middle, and I want to show you the game board. They have a close-up of it. Okay, that's a little better. So there's a game board in the middle, and there's a monster deck there, and the monster can be coming out, and you want to defeat them, continuously defeat them. There is an easy, medium, and a hard as well in this one, so there's a little bit of variety to gameplay. If you master the easy, then move on to medium, of course. A lot of cool little figures with a bunch of cards. So the game looks cool. It's a defense type of game. I don't see many of these games often, so it's really cool to see them coming out. This is another one of those themes and games that kind of look a little differently and play differently. I've seen a couple of defense or like a lineup kind of game where you're having monsters just crazy coming in, lining up, you're trying to defeat them. That's pretty cool. And that's going to be, I want to play this one really bad just to kind of experience that. I love tower defense games, like in video games, I guess. Tower defense games are like my jam. I love it so much. Love playing them. This type of defense game is not really tower defense, but it's more like a defense style game. And there's, of course, upgrades and abilities, which I love a lot. Yeah, and this is all the Kickstarter stuff. We're not covering the Kickstarter. But just want to show you some pictures on the Kickstarter page. It's going to be coming out August 5th, Rat Queens to the Slaughter by Deepwater Games. Yeah, and that was it. That was all the games that I've kind of scoured the internet for and grabbed the dates for and coming out this week. So, a lot of great games. Let me know if you are picking up any of these games, or if you maybe pre-ordered one already, or you already have it from the Kickstarter. I would love to hear your review or what you think about it. Thank you for making this far into the video. If you did make it this far, I appreciate it so much. If you could drop a comment, a like, a subscribe, or if you like what I'm doing here with these videos and you want to see more of it and more content, of course, a comment, a like, subscribe would help with the algorithm. That'd be really helpful, and I would appreciate it a lot. So, yeah, awesome. Lots of games. Catch me on next week, next Monday's video. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.